In this task, you must either use the text and images supplied to make an identical site, and that might be a good way to go, or you can choose someone famous from Wikipedia, get the text and images from there so there won't be any user right issues. In terms of file management, have a folder for the website, although this is only going to be one page, and in that folder have a subfolder called images and put all the images that you've downloaded from Wikipedia in there. You might want to rename the images to suit your style. I like lowercase and no spaces. Also, some of the names are particularly long. So to create your website, open Notepad++ and then add a new file. Use this icon to save. Put it in the folder that you've just made for your web page and make sure you call it index.html. Don't name it home or anything other than index.html. So we're going to have a go at creating this website, totally unstyled, and we're going to use Notepad++ to do it. Here I'm set up, ready to go with my index.html saved in the correct folder. Now the first thing we have to do is open a bracket, so I'm going to call that a bracket for this tutorial. It's a, what's that, less than sign? And then an exclamation mark and the word doc type. And then HTML in lowercase, and I close the bracket. Now that's the declaration which tells the browser that it's HTML5 that we're using. The next thing is the opening tag for HTML. And in this tag, I'm going to tell it that the language I'm using is English. And then I'm going to close that bracket. So that's the opening tag that surrounds everything in your website. Now it's an optional tag, but I'm going to insist on it for all our websites. Now it's good practice to have the closing tag straight away. So there's the tag, and you can then check to see whether you've opened and closed it correctly by clicking on that, and they should both go purple. Sometimes you get this one going red and red at the end, other times not. Then I'm going to indent everything that's inside this tag, and there are going to be two sections that are very important. It's the head tag, so I'm going to open and close that one, and the body tag. So I've got the head section that I'm going to use and the body section. Now most of the head section is invisible apart from the title, so I'm going to put the title in. And the title is what appears in the tab. So I'm going to type something like that, and at this stage I can check to see if it's working. So I'm going to save that, and because this is the first time I'm running it, I'm going to go Run Launch in Chrome, and then I'll pop over to my browser. You can see there's nothing on the web page, but the tab has changed to About Albert Einstein. Now there are plenty of other important things that go into the head section, but for this website we're just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to pop over to the body now, and the first thing I'm going to put into the body is the main header. So the headers go from H1 down to H6, and this header is just Albert Einstein. Then I'm going to save it. I'm going to go over and refresh the page just to see that I'm on track. Anytime there's a problem here, I can go back and fix it up. Then we're going to put in a section. A section is used for all related content. Now each section is going to have its own H2 heading, so it's a subheading. And inside here is going to be introduction. Then I'm going to add a paragraph. And inside there I'm going to copy and paste. Then I can save and go refresh my page, and that looks fine. Then we're going to add an image. It's got its own special tag, img. We put the source of the image, which is in a folder called images, and its name is einstein.jpg. Make sure it's exactly as named, in other words lowercase if it's lowercase. Then we need to add an alt attribute. The alt attribute is a hidden heading which is used by automatic readers. The information in this alt attribute must be about the image. So for instance, if blind people use your website, this is read to them, so it must be useful to them. Then if you want to or need to, you add a title attribute. This is what you see when you hover over the image with your mouse. So there's a totally inappropriate title. The image tag doesn't need a closing tag, you just have to close the bracket. So it's not like a section tag or an H2 tag which needs a start tag and an end tag. This just has the bracket that opens it, the information, and then the closing bracket. So let's save that, go over and refresh. Now what we're going to do is just basically copy this section twice. I'm going to change the introduction, and I'm going to change the content of the paragraph, and obviously I'm going to change the name of the image. So I need that section, whoops, and then we'll just line it up nicely. So I need that one again. Then I'm going to go put in my new heading. Then I'll also copy and paste my new paragraph. I'll change the source of my image, so the new name. I'll also change my alt attribute. And for this one, I'm going to take off the title. So I can save that, go over and check that that's all right. And then I can go and do the last section. So I'll put in the new subheading. I'll change the contents of the paragraph. I'll change the name of the image, change the alt tag, save, go to my browser and refresh. Then when I go down, I should see it's all there. And now we're ready to change the presentation of this using our external style sheet.